Have you ever felt completely drained from trying to hold on to a relationship or connection that only seems to slip further away the more effort you put in? The unanswered messages, the constant efforts to please, the exhausting mind games. Everything just leaves you feeling hollow and powerless, as if you're running endlessly on a treadmill that goes nowhere. But here's the undeniable truth. You don't have to live this way. Stoicism teaches us that true freedom and fulfillment come when we stop begging, stop chasing, and stop clinging to what doesn't align with our inner peace. When you learn to embrace your authentic self and recognize your inherent worth, the right people, opportunities, and experiences will naturally flow to you. What I'm about to share isn't just advice. It's a collection of life-changing insights and principles that have radically transformed my own life. Each lesson is a guiding beacon, helping you move toward a life filled with true freedom, inner strength, and lasting happiness. Listen closely, because even one small insight from today has the power to completely change how you live and love. Let's dive in, and together we'll discover how to unlock your true potential. 1. Unlocking your true worth. Stoicism teaches us that our true worth doesn't come from external validation or the approval of others, but from understanding and embracing our authentic selves. When you operate from a place of lack, constantly chasing attention, validation, or manipulating others through psychological games, you reinforce the belief that you are incomplete. This mindset not only drains your energy, but also distances you from the very things you desire. Ask yourself, why do I need this recognition to feel worthy? What makes me believe that I'm not enough as I am? These questions can help uncover the root of scarcity thinking, a mindset born from fear, rejection, endless comparisons, and a perpetual sense of inadequacy. When you chase relationships, attention, or approval, you're coming from a place of fear, as if there is a shortage of love, recognition, or opportunities. For example, imagine you're texting someone you're interested in, hoping that their attention will fill the void inside you, making you feel secure and loved. But in reality, this act of seeking validation only makes you appear needy, anxious, and uncertain. Picture holding a handful of water in your palm. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it slips through your fingers. In the same way, when you try too hard to control or grasp what isn't meant for you, you end up losing it. Chasing doesn't create connection, it creates resistance. What you truly desire cannot come to you when your energy and mindset are consumed by fear. To escape the cycle of scarcity, you must shift how you perceive yourself. Instead of focusing on what you lack, visualize yourself as already having everything you need. Spend a few moments each day closing your eyes, taking deep breaths, and connecting with the best version of yourself, the person who has achieved their goals, feels whole, and is free from the need for external approval. Ask yourself, what would it feel like to no longer need validation from others? What would it be like to stop begging for love or attention? Let your mind settle into that sense of completeness. This isn't just a mental exercise, it's a transformative way to change your internal energy. As Seneca wisely observed, the mind that is anxious about the future is miserable. Stop worrying about whether you're enough and focus on living fully in the present with the confidence that you already are. One of the most powerful ways to shift your energy is to practice gratitude. Each day, write down at least 3 things you're thankful for, whether it's your health, a meaningful relationship, or a peaceful moment during your day. When you focus on what you already have, you'll begin to realize that your life isn't lacking, it's rich and abundant. Let's look at a practical scenario. Instead of constantly texting someone for their attention, pause and ask yourself, what truly brings me fulfillment? You may discover that spending time alone, learning a new skill, or simply enjoying a quiet morning with a cup of coffee can bring the peace and satisfaction you're searching for. When you release the need for external validation, you no longer feel compelled to chase or control others. Instead, you radiate a sense of wholeness, which naturally attracts the right people and opportunities into your life. This is the core lesson of Stoicism. You attract what you are. When you live with confidence, abundance, and gratitude, the universe responds by bringing similar experiences your way. Instead of asking, "How can I make them notice me?" shift the question to, "How can I become the best version of myself?" When you focus on self-improvement and living according to your values, you no longer need to play games or beg for attention. When you discover your true worth, you change the way you see the world, and in turn, the way the world responds to you. This is the transformative power of Stoicism, living from a place of completeness and allowing everything to flow to you naturally. 2. Breaking free from validation. In today's world, it's all too easy to fall into the trap of seeking validation from others. Whether it's in our work, relationships, or social circles, we often try to prove our worth through the eyes of others. But through the lens of Stoicism, the path to freedom and peace does not lie in chasing external approval. It lies in freeing ourselves from this dependency and living true to our inner values. Imagine someone who spends their entire day glued to social media, obsessively checking likes and comments. They eagerly wait for others' praise to feel good enough. But this is like trying to fill a bottomless bucket. No amount of external validation can ever truly fill the internal void. The more you crave validation, the more prone you become to anxiety, disappointment, and despair. Chasing recognition is like trying to grasp smoke. The harder you try, the further it slips away. As Epictetus wisely said, freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Instead of seeking external affirmation, focus on your inner values, values that you can control. Imagine someone who constantly seeks approval from their colleagues, bending over backward to please everyone, even volunteering for overtime just to hear a word of praise from their boss. But what happens when that praise doesn't come? The anticipation turns into disappointment, leaving them feeling unworthy and defeated. This is the trap of needing recognition. It makes you reliant on factors beyond your control. And when those factors shift, you lose your peace of mind. Think of a seed planted in fertile soil. You can't stand over it and demand that it grow instantly. All you can do is water it, nurture it, and trust the natural process. Life is much the same. When you let go of the need to control everything, and instead focus on doing your best with what you can, everything will unfold as it should. Your calmness, confidence, and patience will become the energy that attracts the outcomes you desire. Letting go doesn't mean giving up. It means gaining freedom. It's the moment you stop believing that you must please others to feel worthy. It doesn't mean you become indifferent or uncaring. It means breaking free from the cycle of dependency. When you stop chasing recognition, you step into abundance, realizing that everything you need is already within you. When you shift your perspective and see life through this lens, the right people, opportunities, and experiences will naturally come your way. Ask yourself, are you living to please others? Are you ready to let go of the need for external approval? When you break free from the chains of validation, you open yourself up to a life of freedom, fulfillment, and inner peace. 3. The art of detachment, freeing yourself from emotional turmoil. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is detachment, learning to free yourself from emotional turmoil by not letting external circumstances, people, or outcomes control your inner peace. In a world where it's easy to become attached to people, outcomes, and fleeting experiences, detachment gives you the strength to navigate life's challenges without losing yourself in them. Think of attachment as a heavy weight, pulling you down each time you seek external validation. Consider a relationship where you constantly find yourself seeking approval from your partner, trying to change their behavior, or worrying about whether they will reciprocate your feelings. This kind of emotional attachment often leads to anxiety and frustration. But when you embrace detachment, you can shift your focus away from trying to control others and instead focus on controlling your own emotions and actions. When you let go of the need to control others' reactions, you free yourself from the stress and disappointment that come with trying to manipulate outcomes. Detachment doesn't mean indifference. It means maintaining your inner peace regardless of external circumstances. It's the understanding that you can care deeply for someone without becoming emotionally entangled in their responses or actions. This detachment allows you to live in harmony with your values, while still having the capacity for love, connection, and compassion. Fourth, building resilience. Turning adversity into strength. Life is full of challenges and setbacks, and Stoicism teaches us that adversity is not something to be feared or avoided, but something to be embraced as a natural part of life. Resilience is not about being immune to hardship, but about developing the strength to face adversity with equanimity and wisdom. In moments of struggle, we often feel helpless, as though the world is against us. We might lash out in frustration or try to escape the discomfort through distractions. But Stoic philosophers like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus remind us that we can choose how we respond to adversity. We can either let our challenges break us, or we can use them as opportunities to strengthen our character. Imagine facing a difficult situation, such as a personal failure or a setback in your career. The natural reaction might be to feel defeated or disheartened. However, when you apply Stoic principles, you see adversity as an opportunity for growth. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" you ask, "What can I learn from this experience?" This mindset shift transforms your approach to hardship, making it a tool for developing resilience rather than a source of suffering. One key aspect of building resilience is recognizing that you cannot control everything. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control, our thoughts, our actions, and our responses, while accepting what is outside of our control. You cannot control other people's behavior, external circumstances, or the outcome of every situation, but you can control how you react to these situations. Resilience doesn't mean avoiding pain or discomfort, but rather learning to navigate it with strength and grace. When you stop chasing after perfect outcomes and instead focus on growing through your experiences, you begin to live life with a sense of inner freedom and peace. The power of mindfulness. Living in the present moment. In a world that constantly pulls us in different directions, it's easy to get lost in the past or future. We may find ourselves ruminating over past mistakes, worrying about future problems, or trying to anticipate every possible outcome. But Stoicism teaches us the importance of living fully in the present moment, because the present is the only time we have control over. Mindfulness is a core principle of Stoicism. It involves cultivating awareness and presence in every moment, allowing you to respond to life with clarity, purpose, and equanimity. Instead of being swept away by distractions, worries, or emotions, mindfulness teaches you to stay grounded in the here and now. Imagine a situation where you're stressing about an upcoming event or anticipating an uncertain future. Your mind races, filled with worry and doubt. But when you practice mindfulness, you become aware of the present moment. You take a step back, breathe deeply, and focus on what is in front of you right now. This simple practice can help you release unnecessary anxiety and regain your sense of balance. Living in the present moment doesn't mean ignoring the future or disregarding the past. It means fully engaging with the present without letting your thoughts run away with you. By focusing on what you can do now, you regain a sense of control over your life, and you can approach each day with intention, calm, and clarity. 6. Embracing the dichotomy of control. Letting go of what you can't control. One of the central teachings, we often waste time and energy trying to control things that are completely out of our hands. Whether it's the behavior of others, the outcome of a situation, or the opinions people have about us. But by accepting that some things are simply beyond our control, we free ourselves from the burden of frustration and anxiety. For example, you may find yourself trying to control how others perceive you, or chasing the approval of a person who doesn't seem to reciprocate your efforts. This kind of emotional investment in external validation is exhausting and ultimately fruitless. The Stoic approach is to let go of the need to control how others respond, and instead focus on how you choose to respond. You cannot control how someone feels about you, but you can control whether you let their opinion define your worth. By practicing the dichotomy of control, you realize that your peace of mind doesn't have to depend on external factors. You stop clinging to things you can't control and begin to focus on what you can: your own actions, reactions, and internal state. This shift leads to greater freedom and reduces the power of external circumstances over your life. 7. Embracing change. The impermanence of life. Stoicism teaches us to embrace change as an inevitable and natural part of life. We often resist change because it brings uncertainty and discomfort, but the Stoic mindset encourages us to see change as an opportunity for growth rather than something to fear. Life is constantly changing. People come and go, circumstances shift, and our own thoughts and emotions evolve. By accepting that nothing in life is permanent, we can stop clinging to the past or fearing the future. Instead, we can approach each moment with the understanding that it is a fleeting experience, one to be fully lived and appreciated. When you embrace change, you free yourself from the need to control outcomes or hold on to things that no longer serve you. This could mean letting go of a relationship that's no longer fulfilling, releasing a job that no longer aligns with your values, or embracing a new phase in your life with open arms. Change is not something to be feared. It is something to be welcomed as an opportunity for growth, renewal, and deeper self-awareness. Conclusion: the freedom of living authentically. The principles of Stoicism are not just theoretical ideas, they are practical tools for transforming your life. By embracing your true worth, breaking free from the need for validation, practicing detachment, building resilience, living mindfully, and focusing on what you can control, you unlock the freedom to live authentically and fully. When you stop chasing external validation, you reclaim your energy and your peace of mind. You stop begging for approval and start living a life of purpose, authenticity, and inner strength. The right people and opportunities will naturally find their way to you, because when you are whole and complete within yourself, you attract the life you deserve. The path to freedom is not found in external circumstances, but in the way you choose to respond to them. By living with Stoic wisdom, you can navigate life's challenges with clarity, calm, and resilience. And in doing so, you will find a life of fulfillment, love, and lasting peace. Remember, you don't need to chase, beg, or play games.